Hey guys, in today's video we're going to unbox and assemble this wood stove that I'm going to use in my shop. It's going to be part of a series to upgrade the shop and get it ready for the winter. So come along, let's build this thing, let's see how it goes.
So right here you can see they have it packaged up pretty well. It's got like a styrofoam wrap plastic on it, and then it has the actual plastic underneath here. You can see me getting to it here in just a minute. This guy had a big styrofoam piece that goes over the top and over the bottom of it. And I also had pieces of plywood in there, just 1/4 inch plywood. And then I had a pretty good heavy duty cardboard box on the outside of it. So you take all that off and start pulling out the insides. The first thing you come to is the owner's manual. It's in English and Spanish. It's pretty good. And then there's a package. Those are bolts that go on to hold the legs in. The next package you bring out right here, you can unpackage it out, pull it out, and you find out it's the door. There's been some talk that the doors don't fit quite right. Then we'll get to the end. I'll show you me putting it on here. You'll see that it went on pretty good, and I had no issues with it. Next piece that comes out is a piece for the hand. There's a handle for the door. And dig back in here a little further, see what else we got. And this is the flue collar. Look at that. Yeah, flue collar. And all the pieces came out. They're in really nice shape. I didn't have any problems with them. But it fits right in there. They put a few screws in it to hold it down. This is what they call the bottom channel. It goes on the bottom of the stove. That's like a heat shield. And like I said, I'll go through and show you the install on all these parts. And then quite a bit of it's quite full on the inside of there. You pull out the legs, and then everything's wrapped up really nice, sealed up pretty well, so it travels well. Now this leg right here, this is going to be the front right leg. As you're standing in front of the stove looking at it, it has that little round loop on it. That's designed to hold the handle, so if you don't need the handle on there. And then the other 3 legs are all the same. So you only have the one that you need to make sure you get in the right spot. And that goes on the front right. And I'll show you that later in the video. Oh, had to pull out the knife for this. It was taped up pretty well. I was pretty impressed with the packaging on it. It was nice. And this is the hearth. It was on the front. Everything came in really nice shape. Had no dings or dents, no cracks. It was very impressive the way it was packaged. I was a little worried because the box on the outside was damaged. There was a hardware packet. Had all the nuts and bolts and screws. Has an Allen wrench in there. So it comes with quite a bit of stuff. And then looking inside the stove, you can see this is one of the EPA models. It's a newer one. So it has those bars that run up through the front, through the back, and then up to the top. And then there's some gas bars in the middle there, so it reburns the gas. And then that white stuff at the top was like a packing. So the old ones, like this model, used to be able to take the top right off. There's another picture of the hearth and the hardware packet, the legs and the door, owner's manual, and then that bottom cover. And then there's the white stuff in there. You can see it's actually like a foam. It's a fire foam, and it protects the inside of it, and it supposedly makes it so it reburns the gas when it comes out better. You can see on the bottom here they have that styrofoam plate, and then there's a piece of the 1/4 inch plywood that I was talking about. There's one on the bottom side of it, and then there's one also on the top side when you unpackage it. So, and it's not too awful heavy. I move it around here pretty much by myself with no problem. Then look over the owner's manual. It tells you to make sure you have all your parts. The owner's manual and the instructions to put it together are all pretty good. All in all, I think the video, before I edited it, was about 30 or 35 minutes to put it all together. Those are the 2 chutes that reclaim the air, recirculate the air in there for the EPA certification on it. and it reburns it, so you get a more efficient burn on it and less carbon emissions out of it. So it's better for the environment. And this just goes down. There's 6 screws that go into here, and when you put them in, if you put one of these together yourself, make sure you get the washers that go on here, because you'll see me a little bit later in the video. I forgot to put washers on, and I realize it when I'm going through the packet, and I still have 6 washers left. So I take this part back off, but that was okay. It didn't really affect anything. Just took a little extra time. And right there I noticed it was a little loose, and I should have known right away, but I didn't. So then you put the hearth on. It just goes on with 2 screws right here on the front side of it. And when you're tightening these down, you want to make sure you don't over tighten them, because you're just putting them in the cast iron. And although it's pretty strong, it can crack or be brittle if you tighten them down too much. So you'll strip one out, or you'll cause some damage to it. So I just tightened these up pretty good, snugged them up, a little beyond snug, and it all went together well. So here's looking at the owner's manual, telling you to put the legs on. It tells you that the one with the loop on it goes on to the front right. There's Captain. He's outside just trying to make sure nothing comes and gets me. Oh yeah, that's you, buddy. So then you look at your nuts and bolts, and you just go ahead and get this sucker on here. It actually goes together really easy. I was shocked. I didn't know if it would be a little bit harder to go together or not. I wanted to have this little stove. My shop's about 800 square feet. It's 32 by 24. And I didn't want to have a huge stove. I don't want something that's going to take up too much space. That's going to burn too much wood. I just wanted something that would keep the shop fairly decent temperatures through the winter. I think it's kind of cold here. And when I was a kid, my dad had one of these stoves in our shop. His had the top that you could take the panels right off, and you could look right down inside of it, or put your wood right through the top if you wanted. But this is the way they make them now, like this style. And it was plenty. And there's me showing that they have the one with the loop on it. And when you tip it over, it's going to be on the front right side. It goes on the front right side there. And like I said, these only go on. They have a bolt, not a washer, and that's all it holds the legs on. And I was a little worried. The 2 front legs actually attach to the hearth itself, and the hearth is only held on by 2 screws. So I was a little worried that it would be a little weak, but I tipped it over, and I've dragged it around my shop a little bit, just getting ready to try and figure out where I want to put it exactly. And I had no issues, so it seems to be holding up pretty well. I have not burned in it yet. I gotta get a chimney put up and make sure that's done and get it put in place. But yeah, all 4 legs go on with just the one bolt and the washer and a nut. They all turn on pretty easy. They're always like a set spot for them to go, so they line up pretty easy without any problem. And they go on easy enough. Like, the whole build is really very easy. And this right here is where I realized I had made a mistake, and I had the extra washers left over for that bottom channel. And I'm taking these pieces back off and bolting the bottom channel, putting the washers in there, and then bolting it back together. Make sure it gets all done and put together okay without any problems. So if you guys are enjoying the video, you enjoy my other videos as well, this is going to be part of the garage series, trying to get the garage or the shop up and ready to run. But if you're enjoying it and you like what I put out, if you would, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe for me. You can leave me a comment and a like. Hit the notify button. It helps me out a lot. Helps the channel. Helps me grow. I'm hoping to get the channel up to a decent level here before too long and get the videos out to more people. But it is a pretty neat little stove. It's a U.S. stove company. It's the United States Stove Company. Model number is US 1269E. I bought mine at Tractor Supply. It was on sale for $349.99, and I thought the price was pretty decent. It was at the end of the season. I think I bought this in end of March, beginning of April, so we were heading into the summer or spring season. And so I thought, yep, I'll get a little bit better deal on it. And they did. They had them on clearance. But like I said, they were all the box was a little tore up. And there's that white foam on top of the flue there that I was talking about, and that supposedly helps recirculate it so that they can reburn it and even be a more efficient stove. And the flue collar right there goes on. There's just 2 screws, one on either side of that flue collar that go down on there and holds it on. And it holds it in there pretty secure. I'm putting the front door on here. The only thing that holds the front door on, there's 2 pins. You gotta line them up. It was a little bit of difficulty getting the pins on there. I don't know if I left it in here or not, but I tapped them in with the hammer, and you give them a little bit of tap, and they went right in without any problem. I was a little worried about because of the tabs on the side of the door being cast iron. If I tapped it too much, I'd snap one of the tabs off, but that wasn't an issue. The door went on. It fit on tight. You can see there's no gaps or anything around the door. So it fit up really nice and tight, which I saw a lot of the reviews said sometimes they have issues with the door fitting right. But it didn't. It would fit great. And I got it all put together. Everything looks good. I hope you enjoyed the video. Come back for the next one. There'll be more parts of the series. We're going to have this do an install on this as well. So thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.